collectors, and welcome to Long's Toys. Today we are taking a look at Deluxe Class Cyberverse Universe Slipstream from the Transformers Legacy United line from Hasbro. So this is a repaint slash remold of Windblade, which we saw just earlier in United. Pretty quick turnaround for a repaint slash remold. I think it's kind of funny. She looks very strange in the box here because she's kind of sunken down into this little corner. There's a lot of empty space up here. I guess it's because the wings didn't quite fit, but I feel like they could have positioned her a little bit better in the box. But we do have some really nice artwork here on the front of the jet mode and some nice artwork over here of the robot mode. Over here we have our standard kind of half of the Legacy United mural. Nothing really going on the bottom, and just have the Legacy United logo there on the top. On the back here we have some nice product shots of the robot mode and the vehicle mode. So go ahead, get Slipstream out of the packaging here, and we'll take a closer look. Here is Slipstream out of the packaging. I think she looks pretty good. I mean, I really like the color scheme for this. You have this kind of metallic teal here down in the shin leg area. Then you have this kind of like, I don't even know how to describe it. It's almost like a metallic orchid or something like that, which looks really cool. And then you have this bright purple here with a little bit more of a darker metallic purple on the chest. A little bit more of that teal. I think the head sculpt looks really good. They did a nice job there. The red eyes are great. The face is nicely painted. A little bit of red up here on the crest as well. And just generally the shape of the head, everything there looks really nice. You have a little bit of that teal with a Decepticon symbol. You have the wings here. If you want, you can flip these pieces around. So, whatever. I think they look the same on both sides, but you can flip those around if you want. And then you have down here the nice metallic teal, which I think looks really sharp. Yeah, it's a really nice looking figure. I really like the color scheme. Otherwise, it's exactly Windblade. They really changed nothing but the head. So just to show you, here they are next to each other. I'm 99% positive everything is exactly the same, just painted differently, except the head, which is new. So not really any surprises here. If you liked Windblade, I think you're going to like this one. And Windblade was a really solid figure. I really liked Windblade a lot. And I love this color scheme and this head sculpt for this mold. So I think this makes sense. But it might be, since it was such a quick turnaround time, since these were both in Legacy United, that might be why they didn't really bother remolding anything else. I don't know. But literally the head is the only thing that's different. Everything else is the same. Now, the one place where that's a problem is the two null rays, arm cannons, whatever you want to call these. They look pretty good. They're done in this kind of translucent plastic and then painted black, which is fine. But there's no way to attach them to the shoulders, and I'm really bummed about that. I feel like, you know, this is a Seeker. They should have the arm cannons, so I wish that they would have taken the time to at least remold the shoulder pads, which I feel like would have been easy enough to do. Maybe just make them a little bit blockier or something and have a way to attach these to the shoulders, because unfortunately, you know, these are just Windblade shoulders and there's nothing going on there. Now, I mean, technically you could maybe attach them here to the wings somehow, or maybe here or here. It would look weird. I mean, at this point, she just kind of has to hold them, which is fine, but I don't know. It's just not the same. I appreciate that they included them and they 100%, you know, made them the null rays that we're used to. Like, the design of the guns is great. If there was a way to peg them onto the shoulders, I think would have been perfect. But unfortunately, she just kind of has to hold them, which in my opinion just looks a little weird for a Seeker. It's not terrible, but that's the only thing, the only real complaint I have. Otherwise, I think it's a pretty good figure. Like I said, Windblade was a good mold to start. I love the colors. I think the head sculpt is fantastic. It's just there should be some way to connect the guns to the shoulders. But anyway, articulation-wise, head's on a ball joint. You can look pretty far up, decently down, spin side to side, kind of tilt a little bit side to side, but not much. You have a swivel here in the shoulder, as well as a hinge out to the side. You have a bicep swivel, 90 degrees there in the elbow. You have a wrist swivel. You have a waist swivel. Hips can kick forward. Hips can kick back. Hips can kick out to the side. Really nice range of motion there. You got a thigh swivel there. You can see it right there with a mushroom peg. 90 degrees there in the knee. And then you have ankle tilt out to the side pretty far. So, I mean, great articulation. Like I said, not really any surprises because it's just all the articulation that Windblade had. So anything that Windblade could do, we got going on over here. Now, the one thing, I never really noticed this, but the directions have this piece flipped up. And I don't think that's something I ever did with Windblade. I'm sure you can do it. I just never really bothered to. So that was new to me. I never really did that before. I always just had it pointing straight down. And honestly, it doesn't matter. It doesn't really get in the way of anything if you leave it like that. But it's a little bit cleaner to just tuck that up there like that. But yeah, Slipstream looks good. Like I said, I really love the colors and I really love the head sculpt. And it was a good mold to start. But the shoulders are definitely kind of keeping it from being a perfect figure in my opinion. But we'll go ahead. We will get into the transformation. You should already know the way. So transformation is exactly the same as Windblade. We're going to come over here to the backpack. We're going to flip this down. We are going to split this open like so and flip these all the way out to the side. Then we are going to accordion these pieces out like this. Do the same over here. Then we're going to kind of bring the wings down just to get them out of the way while we flip this entire section up. And then this will pop over the head. There we go. And then peg into the shoulders. And then you're going to just close this up over the head like that. And peg the two sides back together again. Then we're going to take the waist, swivel that around 180. Straighten out the legs. If you have the ankles tilted, kind of push them in. And then you're going to snap that all together. You're going to bring this piece around and kind of make sure that that's all pegged together. And then you're going to swing that up while simultaneously bringing the feet down. They will kind of move each other, so you might have to hold this up while you push the feet down. But there you go. Then you're going to flip out these fins. Then you're going to kind of lift up the front of the legs, the shin section, and that'll probably pop these loose so you can get these out of the way. You want to kind of bring these down. These have their own joints here in the back, and then you're going to bring this all the way up. And you want to make sure that the wings are out to the side a little bit so you have the clearance to bring this all the way up. And then once you do that, you can bring these in, and you'll see that there's a little tab right there, and it just kind of pegs in on the side of the leg. So we'll do that. Make sure that the shoulders are pushed down as far as you can. And then you're just going to have the hands grasp onto these large pegs on the side here. And then you're just going to fold these up, and you can see that there is a tab right there and there for these two tab spots right here. So kind of bring this in, tab that in there, and you are done. That is Slipstream in vehicle mode. So here is Slipstream in vehicle mode. I think it looks fantastic. Again, I feel like that purple pops even more here in the vehicle mode. The wonderful metallic teal on the back looks great, and a little bit here on the wings as well. You can see I have a landing gear flipped out right now. These pieces are kind of always there. They're just part of the legs there, but you can retract the front landing gear if you like. The cockpit does not open, but I think it's some nice translucent blue there, which looks really nice. And then if we take the two guns, you can attach them underneath here. They just peg in very simply, which is okay, but I feel like, I don't know, it's just a little too big for this type of jet. It's not terrible. It's not bad, but I don't know. It just seems a little goofy, a little out of place with those giant guns. But you absolutely can attach them there. It's just kind of a shame because they designed the guns well, but they kind of feel like an afterthought because the character can't really utilize them the way they should, and they look a little goofy on the wings here. But I mean, I'm glad they're included, don't get me wrong, but I just feel like they could have been implemented a little bit better. And then just to do a comparison again, here is Windblade in vehicle mode. They look absolutely identical except for the color scheme here because the head is hidden, so nothing really different going on. But it is a really, really nice repaint. I do like it quite a bit. Ultimately, I really do like Slipstream a lot. I think it's a nice mold for the character. I think the color scheme is absolutely fantastic. And I really do like the new head sculpt. I think all of that is really, really nicely done. The only thing that kind of drops the ball for me are these guns. I really do like the mold of the guns. Again, I feel like they did a nice job recreating the null rays or null cannons, whatever you want to call them. But all they really would have had to do was just mold some new shoulder pads for her so that there was a way to connect them to the shoulder pads. And then it would probably be a pretty perfect figure, honestly. That's the only thing holding it back for me. The weapons themselves look nice. There's just not really a great way to integrate them with the figure. I think they look a little out of place in vehicle mode. It's not bad, but I think they just look a little too big for vehicle mode. And for robot mode, as a seeker, she really should be able to attach them to the shoulders. So that's the only thing that's bumming me out. But otherwise, it's a really nice use of this mold, and I absolutely love the color scheme. So it's nice to see a new Slipstream figure here. Even if it is just a reuse of Windblade, it's still a pretty good use for this mold. I think it fits her well. Just one or two things holding it back from being perfect for me. But let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Please like, share, and subscribe. Hope you enjoyed the video. And as always, thank you so much for watching.